Today we're going to talk about what to do with those leftover coffee grounds after we brew that perfect cup of LifeBoost. So after we're finished brewing our coffee, we have leftover coffee grounds. There's a multitude of things that you can do with those leftover coffee grounds instead of just throwing them away. One of the things that I'm going to show you today is to use those coffee grounds to produce a natural body scrub exfoliant. This scrub is super simple to do, and it has a lot of health properties to it as well. So first, to talk a little bit about that. So some of the ingredients that we're going to use today, and then I'll break down the benefits of each one. Leftover coffee grounds, obviously. So the leftover coffee grounds are going to have properties in it that's going to help with exfoliation, which exfoliating our skin is obviously going to help to remove the dead skin cells, to give us that glowy, youthful appearance that we all want to have, for that fresh skin to be exposed. It also has caffeine in it. The caffeine is going to help draw out some excess of moisture, which is going to help with puffiness of our skin, and help us to, again, work on that youthful glow that we all want to strive to have. Also, the exfoliant property. So the coffee grounds themselves are going to help exfoliate and slough off that dead skin. If we do this in a certain circular motion too, we can do that in the lymphatic flow, starting with our feet and working our way up to our heart and exfoliating all the way up. This is going to help with that lymphatic drainage. So many properties for that as well. So massaging it into our skin in a circular motion, starting at our feet and moving up toward our heart, is going to help with that. In addition to the coffee grounds, we are going to also use a coconut oil base. The coconut oil is going to help, one, to smooth onto our body a little bit better, stick on there a little bit better. And it has its own properties as well. So both are going to have antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties and whatnot to help with redness, puffiness, all of those things. The coconut oil is also going to act as an astringent. It has anti-bacterial properties into it, which would help with body acne, face acne, so on and so forth. Great thing to use to also help with scars, stretch marks, body blemishes, dark spots on our face, anything like that. This will help with that, and it's all natural. The last ingredient, I am going to add a few drops of one of my favorite essential oils. I chose lavender for this one. Lavender has relaxing properties to it, calming properties. So I figured that would be a great one to use in the shower in the evening, just to unwind from the day. Of course, you can choose whatever essential oil you would like. I think that citrus would be lovely in the morning to wake you up, make you feel more energetic and ready for the day. So very simple to do. The coffee grounds that I used, these have been sitting out. I let them dry for a couple of days. I just kind of added them to a bowl. As I brewed my cup of coffee, I would dump them into a bowl and let them dry out so that I could use them for this recipe. The coconut oil, we're going to use just a couple tablespoons of this, but because I'm using a solidified version of the coconut oil, I do need to melt it a little bit and then let it cool to room temperature before I can mix it in with my coffee grounds. So we're going to use about 2 tablespoons of our coconut oil. And it's very simple to melt this, of course. It melts very easily. All right, so we have about 2 tablespoons in there. This scrub is going to be great not only as for body exfoliation, but it's great as a lip exfoliant, a face exfoliant. Now, the only thing I would be aware of is which essential oil you choose, especially if you're going to apply this to your face or your lips. Make sure that you don't have any kind of sensitivities to the essential oils that you chose to put into the scrub. But other than that, everything is natural. So, I mean, even if you were to digest it, it's not gonna hurt you. So I've softened up my coconut oil a bit. Now, the reason you want this to cool back down to room temperature is you don't want everything to dissolve, you know. So I'm just gonna continue to stir this so that it cools a little bit faster. I don't need it to go back to a solidified state, but I do need it to cool. Once your coconut oil is, you know, runny enough that you can work with it, then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna dump in about 1 cup's worth of those leftover coffee grounds. Now, you can use a mixture of half coffee grounds and half sugar. Sugar is a great exfoliant. You can use brown sugar, cane sugar. It depends on how coarse you want your exfoliant to be. Obviously, you don't want it to be too rough, especially if you're going to apply it to your face. Another thing is that once you make this, if you do choose to use it on your face, you can not only use it as an exfoliant, but you can also use it as a face mask. So you would just apply that and let it sit for, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, letting it dry just enough, and then rinsing it off. But this makes quite a bit, and it will store perfectly. You just put a lid on this, and you can store it in your bathroom. You know, I figured that that would be the easiest place to use. And use it as you go. I do recommend that you exfoliate at least a few times a week. And again, if you're not aware of this, I would recommend to do it in the lymphatic flow. Again, starting at your feet, actually at the bottoms of your feet, and you work your way all the way up to toward your heart, and you rub it into a circular motion. Okay, now that we have that all incorporated, we're going to add just a couple of drops. Essential oils are pretty strong, so we don't need a whole lot of it. So I'm gonna do 3 drops of the lavender. 4, because 1 fell. All right, and we're gonna keep mixing that up until it's incorporated well in there. It smells so good too. I think the next one I'll definitely do a citrus blend too, so that I have one for more of a morning wake up and one for an evening calming, relaxing smell. So once you've mixed all this, you're finished. That is your coffee scrub. And then you would just take this and use, it does, a little bit goes a long way. But I'll just show you. I'll use some on my hands. If I take this and I'm gonna do it over my sink, I'm gonna rub it in. And I do highly recommend doing this in your shower so that you don't have it all over the place. But you just scrub, get all those dead skin cells off, rinse it off, and you're good to go. Obviously, after your exfoliant, you should use a high quality moisturizer as well. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Thank you.